Hello once again, my readers of good literature. My name is, as always, Nick Pell, and once again, this is coming from my white room. Now, this week's book that I have for you guys is one that is branched off of a TV show that is very popular right now, at least in my opinion, and that is a book by Richard Castle, which is a pen name, obviously. It is his first Nicky Heat novel entitled Heat Wave. Right here, paperback, and whatnot. As usual, I'll be talking about the characters, the plot, the themes, and finally the enjoyment aspect of this book for myself. So yeah, let's begin. And our first character is the main character, Nicky Heat. She is a detective who is technically based off of Kate Beckett from Castle, because in the show, Richard Castle writes these books and he bases the novels off of his experiences with the 12th Precinct and Kate Beckett, who is the police officer that he follows. So Nicky Heat is based off of Kate Beckett in many different aspects, including her past with her mother, and her barriers that she has up, and her commitment to her police work. You see a lot of reflections of Kate Beckett in Nicky Heat, and so that is a really interesting thing for viewers of the show. Our second main character is Jameson Rook, and he basically takes on Castle's role in this book. He is a reporter, not a writer, but he is basically playing Castle's role. He's following around Detective Heat and getting information for his news article about the mind of the detective. And he provides a lot of comic relief. You see him not follow orders when he should be, and just a lot of things that Castle would do on the show. Those are the two really main characters that I'm going to talk about. There are others, obviously. There's witnesses, there's the murder victim, there's the two officers that take up the spots of Esposito and Ryan from the show. They're important to the book, but they're more side characters than main characters, so I'm not going to talk about them. But moving on to the plot. The plot basically plays out like a Castle episode. Someone is killed. Nicky Heat and Rook need to try to figure out why this person was murdered and figure out who murdered this person. And it ultimately comes down to the last chapter, figuring out who ultimately killed them, who's behind this whole conspiracy, you could say. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to give away too much. Basically, every continuing character from the Castle show is portrayed in some way in this book. There's a mortar, there's obviously Kate Beckett, Richard Castle, there's Detectives Ryan and Esposito, there's the police head honcho person whose title I'm blanking on, and just various other people. If you watch the show Castle, you probably will enjoy this and see a lot of parallels between the two. So yeah, anything I talk about beyond that with the story will give stuff away, and I don't want to do that. So, moving on to themes. One theme that I could probably say was in this book throughout was probably a desire, partly from Nicky Heat's desire to solve the case and wanting to get stuff done in a timely fashion, but also her desire of Jameson Rook. And you see this play out in the story. You get to go into kind of her mindset, because she's the main character that you follow, and you see what's going on in her mind during situations with Rook, and it's kind of interesting to see those, because coming from Richard Castle's perspective, it's kind of what he envisions Kate Beckett thinking about him, assuming that, well, yeah, Nicky Heat is based off of Kate Beckett, so it's a little, it's kind of fun to see for viewers of the show. I guess there's justice for theme, just in the sense of finding out who the killer is of the initial victim, and then also there's a character who is a bad guy who ends up dead at some point, and Miss Heat decides to put away any personal vendettas against this person and just find justice for them as well, regardless of what actions they may have committed while they were alive. And that's kind of an admirable thing to do, and something that would be very difficult for an average person to do. So those are the themes that I just basically thought up right now, because I just finished this book like 10 minutes ago or something. Yeah, that's what it is. If you have any other themes that you thought of, leave them in the comments. That'd be awesome. And finally, to enjoyment. I did enjoy the book in parts. There were some points where I was just kind of getting bored with it. It was kind of dragging on. It felt almost like a chore, but that was during the first half of the book. Once the excitement kind of started to pick up, I kind of got more into it, and I ended up enjoying it. If you can't tell by my other reviews where I have the writer shirt on, which is from Castle, or from earlier in this review, I'm an avid viewer of Castle, the TV show, so I enjoyed this a lot in that sense, seeing the parallels between the characters. So, yeah, I would recommend it if you watch the show, or if you like mystery novels or detective novels. It's an averagely written book. It's not like the bestseller material, in my opinion, that the TV show kind of boasts it to being. But I think it's an average written book. It's not too difficult to wrap your mind around. So, yeah, that's the first one out of 4. The other 3 will probably be reviewed at some point. I don't know when, probably not soon, because I don't have them. That's my review. Like, favorite, comment, and subscribe if you so choose. I would appreciate it immensely if you did that. And yeah, as always, my name is Nick Pell, and once again, my good people, keep on reading.
Never know, shocking, but we're nothing. We're just moments. We're clever, but we're clueless. We're just human.